Well, join us today. It is only 5 days until our next cruise.
Yes, we're quite excited.
Yeah, so we're going to show you a little bit about what we do to get ready for our cruise. So it's hard to believe, but it's only 5 days until we leave for our next cruise. 6 days till we're physically walking on the Caribbean Princess.
Right.
You getting excited?
I'm excited for sure. Can't wait.
It's always exciting when you're going off for a cruise. And we're leaving Canada at kind of the best time of year in Canada. But when the cruise life calls, you got to go. So some people might think we're crazy to be leaving Canada during the summer when it's the most beautiful time of year up north. But there is a reason we do it.
For sure.
First off,
well, it's when we can get vacation. That's the biggest reason.
yeah, it's one of the few times a year that Joe can get time off of work. The other reason is we want to really go on a Princess cruise, and the deal was right.
Yeah, and we haven't tried Princess in a long time, so we're excited to give it a try.
Yeah. And of course, the last, but not the least reason is because we just love cruising.
We do.
When we can get on a cruise ship, it makes us happy. So
we are addicted.
So we're going to leave all this beauty behind and go on another cruise. You got to go.
We have to do it.
So yeah, we've been spending a little bit of time on our own boat, trying to get a little bit of the boat life, the sound of the waves hitting the hull, you know, all that fresh sea air. But one of the things we like to do is go on our own boat for a little while, get a little bit of a pre-cruise cruise.
We had a lovely dinner day on the boat. It was wonderful.
Yeah. But now it's time for the big boat. We're going off to do the real thing really soon. So there's a lot of work in going on a cruise, especially a cruise line that we haven't done in a while, because some of the routine's different. We've been doing a lot of Holland America. This is Princess, and a lot of it is about this Medallion app.
Right. We've never used the Medallion app before, so we have a big learning curve ahead of us, I think.
For sure. So that's one of the things we want to talk about today is the Medallion app. And the other thing is also planning, right? There's the regular planning that you do for a cruise. You try to figure out, are you going to do some excursions? You try to figure out, what you want to do on the ship specifically. And for us, being on a ship that we haven't been on before, there's a whole bunch of unknowns that we have. So we're going to try to figure what we can and get it all filmed for you in our vlogs every day.
Yeah.
But we're doing something we've never done before. We booked an excursion, but not when the boat is out at sea.
No, we have a later flight on debarkation day, so we decided to book a Princess excursion in Fort Lauderdale. So that's going to be interesting for us.
So we won't tell you too much about the details, but we're excited to show you how that works. If you've got a late flight, we're going to show you something that you could do.
Yeah.
It's relatively inexpensive, but we won't give it all away until we get to the vlog there and watch at the end of this cruise for our getting off the ship vlog that'll include another excursion.
Right.
So that's brand new for us this cruise. Hoping to spend some time in the sanctuary on board. We're going to try to get at least 1 or 2 specialty restaurants in. We're going to the private island where the drink package works, we hear.
Yeah.
So Princess
that'll
Plus.
Sorry, I was just going to say that'll be an experience for us because we've never had that before either.
Yeah, so now instead of getting off the ship, doing some snorkeling in the morning, making the most of our morning and getting back on the ship for lunch or maybe shortly after lunch, we're hoping to spend the whole day, if the weather's good, on Princess Keys.
Yeah, cross your fingers. Let's hope for a nice day there.
Yeah, so we're debating about, do we get a clamshell? How are we going to spend a whole day out there having drinks and swimming and being out in the sun and weather? Since we're Canadian and we're just starting to get into sunny weather, so we haven't quite got our summer tan yet. So yeah, we're playing out Princess Caves. We had a couple other port stops. We're trying to figure out if we're going to do excursions, get off and explore. And I think we're going to show you something that, from one of our surveys, a lot of people don't do. We're not going to pre-book anything. We're going to get off the ship. We're going to find some local vendors and negotiate on the pier and do some excursions that way.
Yeah.
So we're going to try that in St. Thomas, St. Kitts. And one of the things we've been watching very closely is we are technically in hurricane season. So I've been watching the forecast. There was a risk of a hurricane down towards the outer islands. Looks like it's not going to quite get into the area we're going to. So if you watch my hurricane video for cruising, that's one of the tips, is to have that situational awareness to know if there's going to be something coming up. But so far, I think we're good.
But you're pretty safe on a cruise because if they think anything's happening, they're going to take you away from it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Mr. Canuck.
Yep. That'd be an interesting themed cruise, would be heading close to the hurricane cruise.
No, it wouldn't.
I think that would be fun.
No.
And, of course, one of my favorite things for cruising is packing, when you get to try on everything in your wardrobe and see whether or not you're down to your cruise weight. So
Looking forward to that today,
that
aren't
is
you?
this afternoon. Yes, I've held it off now till 5 days before, and I've lost all I'm going to lose. From here on, it only goes up when I get on the cruise. So, fingers crossed that something fits. Maybe I have to wear track pants and a t-shirt the whole 7 days.
Not happening. Not happening.
So there's only two things I don't like about cruising. And one is that day you have to pack up on the cruise ship and leave your luggage in the hall. The other is the time when you have to try on clothes just before you're heading out on the cruise. And I'm afraid I have to go do that right now. Uh-oh. What are we doing?
It's packing day. It's time for you to try on some clothes, see what you're taking.
Maybe Bruno should try the clothes on for me.
What do you think, Bruno? Oh, he's very nervous. Look, he's shaking. Not happening.
So that's today's planning, is the packing. And Jill started packing last week, so we already have some suitcases out ready to go. And we did a survey last week on our YouTube community channel, and most of you seem to pack about a week before.
We generally do. Well, actually, generally it's around 5 or 6 days beforehand, but I did do it a little bit earlier last week than I normally would.
And some people pointed out the packing really isn't a do once and you're done, right? Because you plan a few weeks ahead, and like I've been ordering stuff on Amazon that I want to take on the cruise, and then you get into packing a few things that you don't need for your day-to-day life. Then you start packing, cosmetics, last minute things.
There's always last minute things. As much as you try to plan and be organized, there's things that you can't pack until you're about to leave your house.
Yeah, and we're flying out of an airport that's close to home, so that's nice. We don't have a long drive this time.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, and we're still doing, I think, I haven't checked, but well, you'll find out when I find out right now. I think we're doing 2 big check suitcases and 2 carry-ons.
Well, no.
No, we're not doing that. So she's in charge of that. I get all the vlogging stuff figured out, and she figures this out. So
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So
what
this
we're
is just a 7-day cruise. So we are going to have 1 checked luggage and then both have a carry-on besides that.
doing. One checked luggage. Okay.
Yeah. When we go to Europe, you'll see more luggage.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing we do, especially with Delta, is we usually have a chance to gate check stuff when we get to the airport. So we check our bags, and then we can gate check, and then it'll go in and get, in the belly of the plane and shows up with your regular luggage. So a lot of times we don't have to carry on our carry-on.
Right.
So, and it depends on the plane. And that's the packing part of it done. So the app is really the big thing we've been really trying to navigate the last couple of weeks. We did book last minute, so we expected a few challenges when it comes to dining. We usually like a regular dining time with the regular wait staff and the same dining room, same table. With still, COVID, we're almost out of the woods, but we still want to kind of have a private table. We're probably at the next step will be sharing tables with people, but one last cruise at a private table. But because we booked a month before the cruise, we're having a real tough time making that happen.
Well, yes and no. When we booked it, we were able to get 6 out of the 7 nights at the time we wanted with a private table. But unfortunately, we noticed this week that they changed our reservations without consulting us.
No, all of a sudden I looked on and private table became shared table, and everything was different all of a sudden. So we had to go back and try to rebook. So now we're short 2 nights without even having dining booked in the main dining room.
Right, and we had to, in order to get a private table, we had to go an hour before what we would prefer to eat at. So, yeah, it's been a little bit of a negotiation with this Medallion app
and we're hoping
on our phones, trying to get it done.
I hope, when we get on the ship, things will change a little bit more, because some of the specialty dining you can't book until you're on the ship, and some you can before, and we're kind of late to the game trying to get ours booked, so we're having a heck of a time, though. But it's very interesting. When you're going on Princess, it's almost a must-have. If you're really going to make use of the Medallion program on Princess, is you have to have the app working. And hopefully we'll find out how that works. We might do a whole video on the app when we get back from our cruise, because I think it's going to be quite a game changer for how we cruise. Right.
Yeah, learn with us, guys. And I mean, probably a lot of you watching has had the experience before, but for us, we're going to be newbies on this.
Yeah. So the app, there's some really interesting things in the app, though, that I wanted to bring up to your attention. And one of the most interesting things was under something called My Preferences. And then you go share your preferences. And I thought this was really interesting. I'm not sure why Princess wants this. I'm still trying to figure out. If someone knows, let us know.
I didn't do it.
Well, Jill didn't do it and I did it.
I started doing it, and we'll explain a little bit. I started doing it, and then it got a little too personal for me, and I just went, no, I don't think so.
So like they ask you questions like things that you like to do, and they give you the option to choose, everything from history and culture to health and fitness or books or casinos or art or movies or outdoor adventures. They want to know what type of things you prefer to do. Not sure why. And then when you go past that screen, then you come up to choose the type of character you are. So are you a creator? Are you a sage? Are you an explorer, a magician?
A hero?
A lover, a jester?
A ruler?
I'm all those things, ain't I? But yeah, so I thought that was really odd again.
Very, very different.
And then the next page, they want me to choose my style. And here's some of the questions they ask you. Are you casual or elegant? Okay. Are you serious or playful? Are you deliberate or spontaneous? Are you introverted or extrovert? Are you industrial or natural? So we got some really interesting questions. I'm still wondering why Princess wants to know this.
It's like doing an aptitude test before you go on
I feel like I'm
vacation. I sort of got a little like stuck at that level and went,
Are they not going to let me on if I answer it wrong? And then,
do I get the job? Am I getting interviewed?
And then, share your favorite type of music, for example. Your favorite TV show. So, like, Love Boat is what I put in right there.
Of course you
Your
did.
favorite vacation. Cruising. Again, is this a test? I'm not sure if you answer this wrong. So I thought that was really interesting. And then there's other things too on here that are kind of more functional, but again, like dining, you choose the preference of, I guess this is allergies.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Coming from a family where we have family members that are anaphylactic to certain foods, I loved that we could put in right away if certain family members were with us that we had to have a nut-free environment.
And then dietary kind of restrictions, I guess, or preferences, vegetarian, gluten-free, dairy intolerance, kosher, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. So that's another option. I thought about putting in vegetarian just to kind of see how that works, but I decided not. I'm going to be a little more adventurous. I may even eat red meat at some point.
Oh,
so.
Please.
We'll see if that works.
Nobody believed that.
Enough fry and Coke, because I may eat anything except mussels. And then dining pace, another very interesting question to me.
Oh, yes.
So you have to choose, are you a slow, relaxed, or fast-paced diner? So if you're slow, are they gonna, is that okay? Do they know this? Is your waitstaff coming up saying, okay, these people here, they're fast diners, let's hurry up our service, or why is this being asked? I'm very curious. And table preference, you want close to a window? Do you want to be close to the entrance? Because everybody wants to be close to the entrance where people walk by and bump into you.
Yeah,
or
that's fun.
do you want an accessible table? That's a little more functional, makes a little more sense. But yeah, some really strange, curious things about this app that we've never seen before or had to worry about before we go on our cruise.
Yeah, it would be really neat. I don't know if they have a question and answer period with the cruise director on the board. This would be a question to ask, is about who came up with the ideas of some of these questions, and how does the cruise line use them to better service. I'm sure they're doing it because they want to try to provide a better service.
Yep.
So it's almost interesting from a human resource standpoint as to how they use all of that information.
Like I thought originally when I started doing it, I thought, okay, maybe they're trying to match similar types of people at their dining tables. If you're doing shared dining, then you don't want to be putting fast-paced people with slow-paced people. You don't want to put a bunch of vegans with a bunch of meat eaters. I don't know. Maybe that's what's going on. Vegans?
Vegan.
I always get that wrong.
Yeah.
But so I thought maybe that was part of it.
Could be.
Or, do they want to put all the creative people with all the other creative people and all the industrial people with the industrial? I don't know. But anyways, it's made me chuckle and laugh and made me a little more curious.
Surprised they didn't ask what party you voted for in the last election. It seems to be that in-depth.
Exactly. Do you go to bed early or late? So anyway, we'll find out when we get on the cruise what this is all about, and a whole bunch more. We're pretty excited to be on the Caribbean Princess and have this opportunity.
Yes, we're really looking forward to it.
So 5 more sleeps, and we are carrying the suitcases out. We have to get up before the sun gets up. And but we're excited. We'll be in Fort Lauderdale with a few hours to do some shopping this time.
Hopefully.
Maybe some more dresses.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I don't have much suitcase space, so that always prohibits the amount of clothing you can buy.
Yeah, so it's going to be a blast. So anyways, I'm off to pack, so maybe watch one of these videos next, and stay tuned for our vlogs. They'll be coming up real soon.
Bye for now, everyone.